I hope that I can try and respond positively to all of the ideas that were put forward, but just to acknowledge the contribution made by members to the debate over the last two evenings, and I want to acknowledge formally that the members have generally been constructive in their comments to date. If I may, because in the very short space of time, I just want to, if I could, put on the record a press release from the IDA whereby there are certain examples of FDI announcements which were made within the last 2 weeks. And I quote from the document: Twitter to establish international office in Ireland, 26th of the 9th, 2011. MSD opens new 100 million R&D centre in Tipperary, 22nd of the 9th. Our VAT finance marks 15-year anniversary with ambitious growth plans, 21st of September. Pfizer invests 200 million in its Grange Castle biotech site, that's 20th of the 9th. HCL Technologies establishes software delivery centre in Dublin, 20th of the 9th. The Coca-Cola Company opens new manufacturing and innovation facility in Wexford, and that's the 16th of the 9th. I only put those on the record, Alaska and Corla, because it's an example of the success that is there in relation to our ability to attract foreign direct investment. And if I may speak to my own role as a Research and Innovation Minister and state for the record that we're presently engaged in a research prioritisation exercise. The purpose of the research prioritisation exercise is so that we can narrow down very key elements of areas of research so that we can continue to attract this kind of FDI, so that we can ensure that we have a platform for the basic research, the applied research, and that the collaboration, the level of collaboration as between industry and academia is deepened, so that you can ensure that you can continue on that platform and to put us even higher up the global rankings on the research and innovation. It's one of the areas that I don't think any political party or entity or government should claim it for themselves. I think it's an evolutionary process, and it's one which was put in place since 1996 by various parties, and I think that should be acknowledged. But it is only successful because of the fact that we have organisations like Enterprise Ireland, like the IDA, and like Science Foundation Ireland, where you have that level of expertise along with Forfos to be able to pitch to a market and be able to attract the type of companies that we need to attract. On
2 minutes,
see, I apologise to the members across the way because I just have very limited time, and I would like to respond. On the jobs initiative, and on the jobs initiative, I didn't quite pick up what the deputy said there, but on the jobs initiative and the national internship scheme, fair enough, there are 4,000 people or 1,400 people who were signed up to that since July alone. It's not going to be the panacea of all our illnesses, but it is making progress, it's incremental, and that's exactly how this government will proceed. We're not going to have a great leap forward, within the next 3 to 4 months, because we still have a deficit issue that we have to address, and which has been acknowledged by all sides of the House. But the manner in which we continue to address the deficit, there will be differences. But we still have that restraint in terms of our public finances, and it does hamper one's ability to concentrate solely on stimulus. It will be a mix of stimulus and retrenchment, and that's the reality of the situation. I'm not going to blame past governments, but I want to look forward, and we want to look forward as a government, because already, because of the FDI that we have and the very strong export sector, coupled with the fact that Minister Perry here beside me at a local level will have the first draft report from the Small Business Advisory Group, and has announced today that the county enterprise boards will get another 3.1 million. These are all initiatives which at a local level and a national level will create the type of stimulus that we need. But it is a slow and incremental process. But I think our hearts are in the right place, our minds are in the right place, and if I am to engage in a little bit of rhetoric, along with some of my counterparts on the opposite side of the House, I would say that to govern is to choose, and that means we'll have to make tough decisions into the future, but at the same time we're trying to keep the basics right. I would like to address the issue of the Habitats Directive and farming and the particular area that the Deputy has referred to. There is a Food Harvest 2020 document which has been bought into by all of the stakeholders who are involved within the rural economy, if you will, the cooperative movement, the farming organisations and so on and so forth. That is an area where you will see tangible growth. The challenge in that area, though, is whether or not it will be jobless growth, and that will be acknowledged by people like myself, and we have to have cognizance for that as well. But you mentioned flooding, and you mentioned your inability to get access to information in relation to the Habitats Directive. Now, I would submit to this House that not one deputy in the technical group has ever approached me as a minister to ask me for any kind of a briefing on the area that I represent, which is a foundation for the growth that we are talking about. And I would submit to this House as a Minister of State that my door is open to any minister or any member of this House, as is any member of the government side, to engage with them constructively on any aspect. And let's do away with the rhetoric that has fulfilled and filled the air for a long time.
Thank you very much,
and we'll
Minister.
work together constructively with the people across the other side of the House.
Thank you very much.
And I extend the invitation. I extend the invitation to the members across the House that if I, as a junior minister,
Thank you very much, Minister. I'm sorry now.
I would like to extend the invitation to the people across the House that they should engage with us on a personal level, and that we will do everything that we can to bring their agenda to the House.